we will win.
All together, we will win.
Fight the jets for Ukraine.
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 Air defense 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 for Ukraine.
Don't be shy, ladies. If you want to join us, you can always just come through here and join our rally. We always welcome people who want to hear the message that we have to tell people. And everybody needs to know this so that people have the possibility of making an informed decision. As we've said before, we're fine with answering questions. And we're also fine with asking them. But our opposition never wants to answer them. We have spoken to our opposition many times. The idiotic conspiratorial Not Our War movement, some representatives of which we have met today. And the hypocritical Stop the War movement, people who have a nuclear weapon within a forbidden sign on their placards and who don't even know what the main nuclear demilitarization in human history was. Now that is funny. I mean, it would have been more funny if it weren't so sad that these individuals are claiming with a legit face, with a straight face, that to help Ukraine, to provide Ukraine with weapons so that they can defend themselves, is to just prolong this war. I mean, it's ingenious, really. The Ukrainian people who have gotten attacked and who are defending themselves in this war are going to simply stop fighting, and that's going to solve the war? My friends, when the victim in a war stops fighting back, what happens is not peace. What happens is an extermination, a one-sided genocide. That is what happens. That is what all of these hypocrites and Russophiles are preaching for. And of course, when heads start flying, when the Russians start killing the Ukrainians by the hundreds of thousands, then these individuals will say with a little tear on their eye, well, who could have known this? Who could have told us? We couldn't have known. We only wanted what's best. Well, my friends, that's the problem. The pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. If we start spewing out these platitudes and these nonsensical sayings without actually thinking, without actually doing any research whatsoever, we run the risk of committing a huge mistake. And everybody should know at this point that there's been too many mistakes committed in terms of the relation with Russia already. Far too many mistakes have been committed. Far too many. But that's okay. We are still here, and we're still telling people what's going on in Ukraine and how we can stop it together. How we can stop this war. We send this message to every person passing by, to every person driving by, to every person who sees us on the other side of the screen, and to every person who sees us out of their window. It's one of the important reasons why we are here at Whitehall, my friends. So that the people whose decisions matter the most can see us. So that the people whose decisions matter the most can hear us. And so these people can make the right decision for the future of this country and for the future of the world. Because there is a war going on. Not a local war, but a global one. A war between the free world and the enslaved world. A war between the West on one hand and Russia, Iran and North Korea on the other. With some countries who are supporting them a little bit less directly. But we will not forget about the countries who are making the wrong choice in whom to support in this war. Because this decision needs to come now. And we need to make it together. so that we are able to move on into a better future. A future where international rules and laws and agreements are more than just hot air. A future where people can believe in the governments, because the governments will keep their word and will not simply whip them with a lash and say, go there and do this for free. Because that is how Russia works. There's been countless videos of Russian mobbings, of the infamous mobilized Russians complaining on and on again about the lack of pay, about the low wages, about how they're being sent forward with no equipment, about how they're being sent forward with no training and no support. Well, my friends, it is not surprising at all. In fact, it is to be expected of a terrorist regime like Russia. But that is what we are here to tell every person, for everybody who's willing to hear, for everybody who's willing to learn, to know what's going on in Ukraine, to know how we can all stop it together. So if any person who's going by today is interested, if any person wants to learn about this, hear our message. And we welcome you, even if you give us a different opinion. Because that is what freedom of speech is. That is the only way we have of moving into a better future. A future in which people's opinions are accepted. A future in which we can openly discuss those opinions and defend the best of them. May the most truthful opinion win. That is the purpose of a debate. That is what Russia is hiding from. That is what Russia wants to eradicate from this world. Any resemblance of freedom of speech is their enemy. But of course, some individuals still don't understand this. Some individuals are naive enough to believe that in Russia there is good life, that in Russia there is freedom. When you go to jail for merely admitting that this war is a war. Let's not forget about that, my friends. And let's also not forget about the importance of speaking. Not only here and now, today, but always. Wherever we go, whatever we do, we need to continue to speak, my friends. To continue telling people what's going on in Ukraine. Because many do not know, and some do not want to know. However, that should not stop us from sending our message. We are willing and able to face our opposition, but that is not true when it comes to our opposition facing us. They don't want to do it, as we've seen it many times. And my friends, I'd like to remind you once more that our rallies happen 3 times every week. On Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. On Fridays, as we have it today, at 6 o'clock. And on Sundays at 3 o'clock. Always at 10 Downing Street. Please come and show your support. It means a lot. And also, on 24th this month, there will be a very important rally that will start in Speaker's Corner, Hyde Park. Alas, it's a Saturday, so there will not be the usual Speaker's Corner visitors. However, we should still come there, and we will do a march all the way from Hyde Park to Trafalgar Square. And about that, we have been planning with our friends from NAFO, our fellows, to do a little rally, a little protest in front of the Russian embassy at 24th at 12 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Ames? Yeah, that's right, that's right. So that is what we will be doing. On 24th, we will be meeting in front of the Russian embassy at 12 o'clock, at midday. And then we will move to Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park. And after that, when we reach Speaker's Corner at around 1 o'clock, we will move on to Trafalgar Square. So that is going to be our route. Please join us. You'll always be welcome to join us, my friends. And let's all do this together. Because that is the only way that we can win. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Слава нації!
Смерть ворогам!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Героям України тричі!
Слава! Слава! Слава!
Ворогам України тричі!
Смерть! Смерть! Смерть!
My friends, our rally is almost over. After this rally today, we will make our way to the Russian embassy to see what the Russians protesting there against the death of Navalny have to say. We're going to ask them some very important questions, and we expect an answer. Unlike in Putin's interview with Tucker Carlson, where there were no answers, this time we will get some answers there. And whoever wants to come with us is welcome to join us right after this rally. We'll make our way there immediately. But before that, my friends, we still stand here. And before we end this rally, we will put our glorious Ukrainian anthem on in just a quick second when our lovely gentleman gets to this side. That's right. By the way, my friends, if anybody is tech savvy, we also are looking for people who might be helping out with the sound system a little bit. So if you know anyone who knows to deal with this sound system, please bring them in. We'll give these guys some help because they always need some help. I mean, I've been trying to bring some people to Speakers Corner to learn about public speaking so that there would be more speakers here. There have been some people who showed up, not too many, but if anybody's interested, that offer is still open. And now, my friends, we will end this rally the same way as we started it, with the Ukrainian anthem.
Ні слава, ні воля, ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля. Згинуть наші вороженьки, як роса на сонці. Запануємо ми, браття, у своїй сторонці. Душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду. Душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду.
Слава Україні! Слава нації!
Смерть ворогам!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Героям України тричі!
Слава! Слава! Слава!
Дякую.